ladies and gentlemen, back at home, watching us from your comfort of your home. We're glad that you're here. And with me, this is Fura and
DJY.
Why, Mother?
So, Fura, I'm so happy to be here today. And
Same.
I'm so happy that we have amazing people joining us today. And Fura, before you go too far.
Okay.
Today, man.
Please tell me it's a joke because I'm ready. I am ready.
Fura, today have some music. Fura, let's say your favorite drink is a Fanta. And then when you see that,
you do? Okay.
Wait, for real,
Yeah.
it is. So let's say when you see that Fanta, is that not a fantasy? Get it? So anyway, Fura, they'll catch up. They'll catch up. Fura, now tell us about today's amazing show.
Before I even tell you about today's amazing show, let me just drop a joke because you know Fura haezi kosa kakitu.
Come now.
Would you rather have a big nose or a big mouth?
A big nose or a
big mouth, yeah.
Nataka ikwe big nose. Big nose, wananiambia big nose.
Also watu wamekwambia useme big nose.
Wananiambia big nose.
Why a big nose?
Because you can become nosy, then you can mean other people's whatever. CID, you can make it to the CID.
You can make it. Maybe on your calling.
Exactly.
So you already have the qualification.
Perfect.
I support you, baby.
Yeah, 100%.
So you were saying something
about...
about...
Fura, and what about you?
Of course, a big mouth. Who wouldn't want a big mouth? I can apply my lipstick like this. I can talk as much as I want because I can't keep quiet. I can eat as much as I want.
Okay.
Because a full stomach makes me happy.
Okay.
And a hungry man is an angry man, and I know what to be angry. I'm very joyous. So.
Some proverbs there.
No more.
Wisdom. I love the wisdom. So, Fura, okay, so about today's show, we're going to have an amazing panel coming through an amazing session. So, people should stay tuned.
People should tune in. Yeah. You will love them.
Yeah.
Even before we get already, the presence is already, like we just want to have a real talk with you guys back at home. How you're doing? Because things have been hard, yes. People are struggling, but we want you to know that we are all in the same boat. So stay tuned. Pooh.
Wow, that was a very electrifying introduction from Fura and YMAX. Amazing. I want to believe that these are some of the best jokers we have in town. And believe me, if there's one thing I miss about our Sunday services, is having to come to church and hear them say these jokes every Sunday morning. Nonetheless, this evening, we are having a panel of very, very great young people with me, and we're going to be indulging in such a very serious discussion this evening. And I just want to take this opportunity to give them time to introduce themselves, and I want to start with the gentleman.
Thank you so much, Pasi. My name is Dixon Jiwe, and I'm so excited to be here today with you in this panel, and I'm looking forward to have fun and just to share.
Indeed. Yes. I know with Dixon we'll have lots of fun. And my sister?
Thank you, Pastor Sylvester. My name is Linda Ondachi. I am honestly really excited to be here today. It is an amazing opportunity just to come and to share on what our experiences have been. I am over the moon excited. I cannot wait. Yes.
Wow, you've just had the intro and that tells you that this is going to be amazing. Guys, just to start us off from whoever, how has life been? Simple. How have you been living out there? Dixon?
I think we've been living well. Yeah. We started, let me just say we started well, very well this year. Yes. We started with 21 prayer and fasting, and we did it very, very well.
Yes,
very
people fasted.
Exactly, people fasted, we prayed, and there were words that were spoken to us. We started the year very in a high note, getting to know that this is our year. We're gonna things that we're gonna do this year. There are plans to come hizo. And all of a sudden, ilianza tena direction ingine tena, which can't even explain.
Wow.
And it has not been easy for us.
Wow.
It has been tough, especially for the people like us who are doing performance, like stage performance and things like that. So because there are no audience, there are no gathering.
Wow.
So you can just imagine.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. So it has not been easy for us.
Wow. Indeed. That's amazing. That's amazing intro from Dixon. Every time Dixon speaks, I feel like laughing, because for those who do not know him, he is an actor, but a very comic actor. Linda, how have you been living during this season?
Well, what I can say from Dixon's comment is that I did not see this coming. Right. It's been a season that I didn't see it coming. So when it started, I thought it was going to be 2 weeks. Right. Then it's been 3 months. I'm like, as in, so it's just been a whole moment of learning who I am, learning myself, and coming to love myself even in this particular time. Because what I did learn is that I've come to know that I'm actually more introverted than I am extroverted, which has been something I didn't even know, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. From my end, if I may just share mine, and I know sometimes this season has presented lots of challenge. I am a father actually of teenagers now. For those who do not know, my son just did his KCSE last year, and my daughter is in standard 8. That is Richie and Gloria. And then we have a small guy at home. His name is Fabian. And then we have another young lady who is called Edna. Now you can imagine all those in one room, and their mother being our manager, but there she's been managing all of us, whether we like it or not. Being our manager, and she's always on our case. If you do something that she doesn't like, you are scolded. And you can imagine, like Linda is saying, when it started, we thought this would go for a week or 2, but it's been a whole 3-4 months of us being in that control room, and now the fight at home is between my wife and my son, and it is about that the guy is not doing much when he's supposed to be doing much, and so that's what we are discussing. And I know there are parents out there who could be going through a similar situation, but this panel is all about trying to share that and see if we can help one another. Yes, guys. Now, like I've said, if you listen to my tone, basically you can read a lot of challenges. So this particular time, I just want to take time to share with guys out there, what are some of the challenges that we have gone through, and perhaps not just leave them at a point of challenge, but also tell guys who are watching, how have you emerged, or how are you emerging, because the situation is not over yet. Maybe we'll start with Dixon.
Okay, like I said it earlier, that I'm a stage play director. Yes. So I normally deal with stage play, directing and things like that. Yes. And like the way I said, the year started, or we prayed, and God answered the prayer. Yes. For sure, God answered the prayer. Yes. And I got a contract with a certain organization. Yes. Now, wakanipatia your contract, wakaniambia manze Dixon, this time now,
this is your year.
This is it's a big thing. It's a big thing. So we started the rehearsal and things like that. So there is that week that we recorded the first case in Kenya. Yes. So immediately after announcing the case, phone call. Yes. That Dixon. Now from today we will not be having rehearsal, but we will let you know. Nikasema, of course they will let me know. Wow. So I'm not expecting anything, they will let me know. Of course. The following day, another phone call. So Dixon, we were thinking the way the situation is, we're just thinking that now it is good for us now not to meet again, until further notice. Yes. So when I hear further notice, I say, now who is this further notice? Who is this? Seriously, Like tayari basi tulikuwa tumeshapanga history, you know, and all of a sudden it has not been easy because it has been phone call after phone call and disappointment after disappointment because I mean everything because there were no even the rehearsals, there are no auditions and things like that, and nomeje hizo ndo mali tunapata mapato za hapa na pale and things like that, so things are not been easy. So imagine you are at home. Imagine someone like me being told that stay at home. You know, for you as person, you can stay at home. It's okay, you can stay at home. Is that what you think? But for us, Pasi, we have to go out. For us to get something, you know, we have to do those shows for us to get something.
Wow.
So it has not been easy, and that is a time where I was sick. I went to the hospital, and that is another story. You know, for another day, because I was sick, and my sickness started with me not breathing well, and you can just imagine they were just announcing that those symptoms that if you're feeling like you're not breathing well, you can't breathe well, and that thing started at 9 p.m.
I remember.
So I texted you.
Yes, I remember.
I texted you and I told you how the situation is. So at the moment I realized that Pasi, I cannot breathe well. Now this is corona.
When you're COVID.
This is COVID, you know, this is COVID. So I went to the hospital, and imagine, Pasi. At that time, I'm not feeling well, and the doctors cannot even touch me. They're just seeing me for.
You are a scarecrow.
Exactly. The next minute, nasikia wanaita police that we have a case here. So the first suspect. So I'm like the first suspect. No. I'm not feeling well. It's not COVID, you know. And I remember, Pasi, there is a time I prayed. I've never prayed. Like, my prayer was, Lord, if there anything I've ever done to you wrong, please have mercy.
Oh my goodness.
Forgive me, you know. Forgive me. Like, have mercy. Like, clearly, nisamehe. Siwezi kufa na COVID, seriously.
After fasting
for 21 days. And then the words were spoken to me that this is your year. How can this be your year and you're ending up with COVID? You know? So to cut the long story short, you know. So it has not been easy. I was taken to the hospital. I was quarantined for no reason, you know. I was quarantined. I remember I called you and I was so scared. For sure. As I felt so scared because going to the hospital, I was in KU and just looking at the environment and looking at the place the way it was you are alone. In fact, imagine I was in a ward alone. You know, there's no doctor to attend to you. In fact, you're just looking at people passing from afar. You know, nobody wants to go even coming closer to where you are. You know, you're alone. You don't know what is happening. You don't know what they're gonna do next to you. You know, you're just there. So I remember just calling you and telling you, Pasi, pray for me. And for sure, I am so grateful for you, Pasi, and even Pastor Regan for just standing with me at that time. It was not easy. And that prayer really worked. You know, because at that time the only thing I could just lean on is prayer. And I prayed, but I told God, please, do not allow the enemy destroy me. You know, I still have future. In fact, I'm not married yet, but this year lazima nikuwe na wife na nikuwe na mbegu pia.
Sawa Dixon. We are glad that did not happen. God listened to your prayer.
Exactly.
And like I told you, Dixon is an interesting guy. And we'll be hearing more from Dixon. I want to switch now to Linda. The same question. How has it been?
Well, for me, like I said before, it was a whole transition of knowing that it's going to be 2 weeks and then it became 3 months. So what I've done during this time is that I've gone through transitional times where I have even changed the time that I have my breakfast. Because right now I have my breakfast at 3 p.m. Can you imagine?
Really?
Yes. I have my first meal at 3 p.m. Then my lunch is at 7 p.m. Then I have my dinner at midnight.
Did you guys hear that?
You can get that.
Oh my goodness. COVID season.
That is my new normal, like literally.
Goodness.
But I feel like I went through this season, and then I would look at myself in the mirror. Then I noticed I was getting fat, so I started to get a bit sad because then I was stand on the kilogram, and I know as a girl and the ladies who are watching, this is a big deal for us because then I was 54 kilograms and now I'm 59. What? You know, like, and I'm small structured, so it's like I can't be fat and short, you know. Like I start to feel a bit insecure, so I said,
great.
Thank you, Pastor Seal. I started now. Yes, I started to work out now, and now I can say, like, through that transition. So I've done also online courses. I started to keep my mind engaged so that I wouldn't have like times where I didn't have anything I was doing, because we know that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So I didn't want to have that kind of thing. I wanted to be able to engage my mind, not to be so idle and lost in things. So I do many different things. I do cooking. I feel like I've gone through seasons. 1 month I was doing DIYs. Second month I was trying out recipes. Third month I was trying out maybe fixing the house, I've rearranged the house I think 3 times now. Yes. Yes.
Wow, you guys, you can hear this. I mean, breakfast at what time?
At 3 p.m. Yes, 3.
Oh my goodness. So tell us a little bit, what do you do with the rest of the time from morning, by the time you wake up, all the way to 3?
Let me tell you, I am very innovative with my time. When I start, I wake up maybe, by the time we all know that by the time you get out of bed, it's like 11. I woke up at 8, but by the time I'm actually out, it's 11. Yeah. So at 11, I wake up, I wash the floors. Those floors are clean right now, by the way. Like, I've done many things. I wash the clothes, I rearrange my clothes, I do everything. I go outside. I've actually been playing with children. I'm not even ashamed to say that. I've been playing outside with children.
Outside your place?
I'm not embarrassed, yes. Outside my place, I go outside, I play with them, then I come back and I have my breakfast for the first time at 3 p.m.
Wow.
Yes, and when I have a this is why I'm even growing fat. I have porridge and an omelette and eggs or something. Yeah, a heavy breakfast. Wow. Yes. Wow. As you know, I'm a nutritionist, so I've been nutritioning myself.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. It's amazing. If there is one thing that for sure has been available in this season, it's time.
Yes.
People have found themselves in a zone where they were not expecting. Time has been more available than ever. And I know during this season when it started, I love carpentry work. I love woodwork. I'm generally, Pastor Sylvester is a guy who loves doing things with his hand. And so I decided this season to just build a wall unit for my family. So I go into the supermarkets and I hope they don't catch me one of these days. I go into the supermarkets like Tuskies and I just look at the designs they have there and I store them in my mind. I don't take pictures, I store them in my mind. And then I come back home and I buy wood. And so right now in my living room, there's a fantastic wall unit. And when I look at it, I say, wow, this is amazing. And that has come out of this season because we find ourselves with so much time to spend. Now, a lady and a gentleman, there are guys out there who this season perhaps has not meant so much to. Like Dixon, you started by saying we prayed, we fasted. We fasted, we did our resolutions, we were on our marks and bam, the rest started. And with our heads up, we started running only for us to get this barrier. And since then, some people's lives have not been the same. They've wallowed in zones of sorrows and disappointment. And we know jobs have been lost. People, even those who are working, are not being paid fully. And in other words, what I'm saying is, it's a big challenge out there. And you guys, you seem to be moving forward in it. Share with guys out there who perhaps are giving up in big or small ways. Just encourage them. Like Dixon, your story is amazing. And I remember that time, even our coordinator was calling me and say, hey, Dixon is in there. And we could not even come to see you because social distancing. Exactly. You become a scarecrow. So tell people, out of these challenges, you still found hope to live. What is it?
So what I can say, like I said earlier, it was prayer. There's a time where I engage myself more in prayer because I realized that at that moment there was no one, absolutely no one that was around me.
Yes.
And the only people that were there, the only way they could communicate with me was through phone and through SMSs and things like that. And I really appreciate for those people who came through for me.
Yeah.
And I think and that time I engaged myself more in prayer and just trusting in God. But see, if there are times that I've learned to trust and to have faith. Last year was about faith.
Yes.
Now this is the year that I'm experiencing that faith.
Exactly.
Just living by faith and getting to know that it's only God. When you reach a place where nobody can, a place where even your father and your mother or your sister or your siblings cannot even help you. It's only God who can help you. It's only God. He knows you. He knows who you are. He knew you because He said in Jeremiah 29:11 that I knew you even before you were formed in your mother's womb. Because God knows everything about you. It doesn't matter the situation that you're into. Just know that God is there for you. The only thing that you have to do it is just to call on Him and He will answer you and He will be there for you. So you just need to trust in God. And that is what I've learned. It's just to put my faith and my focus in God. And of course, get to do something. Just because we're in this situation doesn't mean that now you should not do that now because maybe you have lost your job and things like that. Get something to do because when you engage yourself, especially as the young people, when you engage yourself in something, at least you avoid things to do with depression and things like that. So engage in something. So I realized that I had the skills of editing videos. So I would edit videos and just post them. It keeps me busy and things like that. And I thank God for this season, and I thank God for Percy, for those people who have been praying for me. And thank you so much.
Yes, we've heard it from Dixon. Just engage in something. All of us have been gifted in one way or the other. And totally there might not be that for sure there's nothing you can do at all. Find out what it is that you can do and begin to engage. Linda?
Yes, so I'm going to echo what Dixon has actually said, just to engage God. And that has really helped me. I'll speak to the ladies right now. For me, I brought the ladies together, especially weekends, where we have virtual karaoke's. And every weekend we would sing together Saturdays and Sundays. And this has kept us going because then we would look forward to what to do on Saturday and Sunday. Because you see, when you don't have church anymore or you don't have your friends to see anymore, what do you do with that time? So we came together as a group of ladies and we came up with themes every single weekend. That has actually kept us for the 3 months, to be honest. And also just engaging God. I feel my spiritual growth has become stronger now than it ever has been. I'm more loving. I'm more grateful right now. I'm even grateful to go to the market and come back home. Which is something, just take one day at a time. I personally graduated in December. I completed, and I was expecting to be working this year. But that has not happened. So what to do with that is that I'm doing an online internship and just learning different skills, just to be positive and to take everything in a positive light and not to look at the negatives, but to look at what is positive from this particular session. What is good about this? That's what we can take from this and to borrow from it, and just to thank God for every single opportunity that we have and to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I can say.
Amazing. I know our time is running down, and I want to just take this opportunity to thank you so much, guys, and remind our young people, wherever we are watching, that in this season, besides just time, we should remember that our God is a God of blessings. And even as we enter the season of redemptive blessing, the impact of favor, let us remember that everything that happened in our space, God is aware, and that He's a God of blessing. And the Bible is very clear that He will not allow us to be pushed beyond that which we can take. And this month we'll be singing a lot about redemptive blessings. And I want you to know that in this season, as a child of God, you have been blessed. And because you have been blessed, there are a couple of things that you need to know, that blessings actually introduces what we call favor. Because blessing is the work of God. God is the one who chooses who to bless and who not to bless. And when that happens, then favor comes into play. And because we are favored as children of God, then we need to remember that we are a beacon of hope, even in this season. And because we are favored, all families in the earth are actually blessed. That's what God told Abraham. Because I have called you, I want to favor you. I want you to go in the place where I will show you. And as you do that, I will bless families that bless you, and I'll curse those who curse you. Because of that favor, I want to remind us also that our sacrifices are accepted. Remember, it is the same Abraham that went to sacrifice his son, but because God's favor was upon him, his sacrifice was accepted. And perhaps in this season, there are so many things that are happening around you. Just keep on working towards them. The sacrifices that you make, God is seeing them, and they are accepted. The other thing is that the throne of honor shall be given to us. At the end of the day, there is a throne that is in before us, and it cannot be better than the throne of honor. When we finally one day complete this journey, as Paul says, I have kept the faith, I've run the race, and now I'm ready. Basically, when this race is over, when COVID season is behind us, and we look back, and for sure we say, hey, God has taken us through that season, and even the crown that is before us, a crown of honor. And finally, we have been, through the favor, we've been given the key to the kingdom. Remember, we are the children of the kingdom. And because we are the children of the kingdom, we are a beacon of hope. When people look at us, they see the kingdom of God. And the kingdom of God is not the kingdom of doom, it's the kingdom of hope. And so as young people out there, walk with your heads up, knowing that indeed the blessings that are out there are for us, even in this season. And God will bless us, and God will keep us walking in the right direction. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dixon. Thank you, Linda. I enjoy my time with you guys. And I almost laughed my heart out when Dixon started talking. And even for Fura and YMAX, amazing young people. And for the entire youth ministries, I know churches are running youth ministry online in the city. Bless you guys.